G'day guys. First of all, my apologies for not doing some videos recently. I simply just haven't had any new watches to show you. One watch that I have been trying to get around to showing you for some time now is this, the SBGA029, or the Grand Seiko Diver. This contains the 9R65 Spring Drive movement, which is apparently supposed to be accurate to around about half a second a day, which is well above chronometer standards. I have had this tested over the period of around about a month and wearing the watch, and it was accurate to I think about 2 to 2.5 seconds during that month. So very, very accurate. It's a 44mm diameter watch, so it is on the large side. I've not actually held, or I've got a Submariner to compare it to, but I'm told that this is probably more in the deep sea sort of specs in terms of, you know, the case size and what have you. This watch comes in two versions. It comes in well, actually it comes in 4 versions. Some of you may still be able to purchase the dual branded version, which is this one, the earlier version. So as you can see, it has Seiko up at the top and Grand Seiko down at the bottom. The new versions, which come in stainless steel and titanium, much the same as the old ones, but just with the singular Grand Seiko branding. And that Grand Seiko branding that you can see there is moved up to the top where the Seiko is. I must say I prefer this version, and not just because I got this version. I think it just makes the dial a little bit more balanced. If you look at this and then compare it to the new branding, I think you just find that there's a lot of black on the dial and there's not a lot of text on there. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but it just looks a little bit bare and as though there should be something else there. This has got Seiko's Lumibrite Lume on it, and much the same as every other Seiko diver. Charge it up sufficiently and you will have a night of glow fun. You won't be struggling to read the time at all with this. Obviously, characteristic to the Spring Drive is the second hand there that just swings around the dial, just gliding with no stutter, no discernible ticking or anything like that. It's just one smooth movement. It's beautiful to sit and watch. Again, say this watch does come in titanium. This version, which is steel, is 201 grams, which is about 60 grams heavier than a Submariner, and yeah, it is nice on the wrist. You can see very nicely contoured watch, so it does wrap around the wrist and does sort of negate some of that heft and size that the watch it has from its dimensions. In terms of the clasp, it is a double lock, so and then clicks there, and it also has the diver's extension here, which is simple to just push this like that and you can just adjust it. Some people don't like this particular version of the clasp. They say it's stamped and it's cheap. I don't think it's necessarily cheap. It does look stamped somewhat, but it's not. It's certainly not a poor quality clasp. The only thing I would say about this is, you know, if it were to be a negative, the bracelet is the old pin and link system. I'm not too sure as to whether the new versions do actually have the screw-in links, but that would have been nice to have seen, you know, screw-in links as opposed to the pin and sleeve method here. But other than that, like I say, fantastic watch. Really enjoying wearing it. Super accurate, and yeah, you know, it's got a presence about it. In terms of pricing, like I say, I did get this as a trade, so it was a straight swap for the Speedy. But these retail, the old branded versions, I think retail for about 6,500–7,000 Australian, and the titanium version goes for maybe 8,500. They are found in Grand Seiko boutiques or Grand Seiko dealerships. There's no problems in acquiring these, unlike a sub. We'll have to put your name down on a waiting list. You can find them in stock, And like I say, I'm sure if Grand Seiko is your thing and you want a nice luxury dive watch, this is absolutely the piece for you. Anyway, guys, please don't forget to like, share, put comments down, berate me, do whatever you want. But please, I hope you enjoyed this video, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks a lot. Bye.